So I'm just, I think we are live on Facebook, on YouTube too now. So I think we are good to go. So Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. I pray and do hope all of you cross the year well. As I wish you a happy, blessed 2021. I just want to pass the hosting rights to Louis so that he can take us through today's presentation, and then I'll come back with the news. So Louis, just take it away.
Thanks, Lawrence. I think I managed to get this through. Hope everyone can hear me.
Yes,
Just
we can hear you loud and clear.
okay. Thanks. So happy New Year to everyone. At least we are back with the Bitcoin 101. I expect some few challenges here and there. At least I managed to get it right. I had a challenge with the internet. I think most of us, I'm sure, have experienced. But that aside, I think my talk today, I just thought, as I'm sure Lawrence will do the news at the end of this. So I just thought maybe we could do like a small, like reminder to all ourselves that, well, the Bitcoin bull run, as in the uptake in price is really on the high side. But we also need to know what is it that as much as there's excitement about the price, the price going up and all, we need also to look at the hindsight. What could happen in case something goes bad? So, because that's the only way one can be secure. Because remember, these are a lot of money that that people are investing on. People are putting their trust. So it's very important for one to be to remain sober. Sober in the sense of what think about the extreme interest of or other happenings. What could lead to Bitcoin not working or other cryptocurrencies not working? So that is my topic today, and I won't be taking much time. I'll try and be as clear as possible. I don't want to go through all the nitty-gritties, but I'm sure after this you'll have a basic understanding of what really you should actually be watching out there in case of something going bad or something not going as per we have seen it from now 11 years now, 12 years of Bitcoin. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that I can at least we can have it visible. So there is there's a small video that I was watching actually that prompted me to explain this, and I think I'll be sharing the link after the end of this session for you. If you may want to watch it further, you can actually take time and have a look at it. So let me share my screen, then we get going. Just a little moment. Okay, so go there. So I hope everyone is okay. Let me share the screen. Or is it? It's here. So the guy actually who I hope it's visible now. Let me just try and zoom in. Oh, I think that's the maximum I can go. Yeah. So as per this is called Adam Stock. So he's actually like comparing all the possible scenarios in case like something goes bad, because you need to know what to expect when something goes bad. So the number, actually there are 5 reasons or 5 factors that could like make Bitcoin, but the key ones are 4. I think one can be like split into 2. So the number 1, which is actually least likely, and also the least likely to happen, that is how it is like measured. It's basically like sun flare or a coronal mass ejection, meaning it's like now you have a big earthquake, you have like I don't know, an Armageddon or some sort, whereby everything is destroyed completely. So in that case, there is no internet, there is nothing actually happening. Even the governments will not be existing. So that is like the least likely scenario to happen. And in that case, even if that happens, remember Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies work on the blockchain, which is open source. So that record will still be stored somewhere. So the number one, or the least likely is like now what you're saying, a sunflare or something that like makes everything unworkable. That is the number five, something that will make these go to zero, or rather all these we're doing go to zero. The number four challenge, or other thing that could make all these go to zero or have a challenge, is what we call quantum computing. So quantum computing is like it's like a higher version of computing in terms of the way things are working. We have talked about AI. We've talked about a couple of new technologies that are emerging. So quantum computing is like the very fast, like super speeds that are able to verify and also run equipment. So as per this document you're seeing, says although different teams with different concepts are working under pressure on the development of a quantum computers, it's still a long way to go to functioning to a functioning computer system with efficient computing power. So I've seen some articles writing about the FBI and the CIA, and also the the guy goes to space, that they are working on quantum computing. But remember, Bitcoin's protocol is based on the SHA-256. It's the protocol. So quantum computing is not in that you can say in that system, whereby whereby it's a different way of computing that will not actually make sense. Let me just admit new people as we continue with this. Yeah, so this again is not it's actually more likely to happen, but by that time Bitcoin protocol and the system will have actually updated to that capacity as well. Because the reason why I talk about quantum computing, if you like look now at number 3, which is like the same point, basically it was just split for to explain. It says we don't need as in like quantum computing to endanger the integrity of Bitcoin. To make a rollback to Bitcoin is very easily, because Bitcoin keeps updating as per the speed of what it is there. The more technology is going, the more Bitcoin protocol is growing. But if there's an error, probably in programming that by a particular update or upgrade, then that may be now a problem. But that is basically taken care by the fact of you have like a 51% control of the network. So that is again this likely. Now, the most likely to happen is what you call sabotage from governments or other political reasons. So this actually is very it's very likely, because we've seen already governments coming up with CBDCs. So CBDCs is a way of shifting people away from the real value, and that is why this kind of Bitcoin 101 that we explained, we are trying to show you the value of Bitcoin. Now, if I maybe go to an extent about political interest, it's basically government now. Look at it this way: Bitcoin today is going for $30,000 for one. So remember, the backside, government are able to print money. They're able to print currencies, so they can decide to buy all the Bitcoins that are in place, or rather, whoever is selling Bitcoins. So number one, that is good for Bitcoin, because price will really go up, as in the demand for it will be quite high, because it's coming from the same quarters whereby they are trying to control the economy or the global business operation. So this will give they are basically trying to buy buy away all the bitcoins that are in circulation so that they can give you a CBDC to use. So it's like for them, you remember back, I think in the 1920s or 30s in the US, government actually used to bought all the gold that was available, and actually said gave what do you call it? It was illegal for back then to even trade in gold because they were buying all the gold. So once they had of the gold, they can now like control the way the value of it is sold. So that may be most likely happening in this reason for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Governments buying all the bitcoins that are available for them to like now give you something that is inflatable, that is controllable. So that is one thing that people need to be aware in the long term as we get to learn about all this. So the other fact is, which is the last one, is basically ignorance and disinterest. So as an Bitcoin enthusiast, that is possible actually came to my mind is, but actually this was just showing that not everybody will be interested, but it will take time for it to happen. But as you can see, the greatest danger is on point two, which is sabotage, whereby government are basically buying out all the bitcoins that are available. So in summary, that is basically what I wanted to share with you. The four key reasons, basically, if you like summarize, it's basically like a global disintegration of the society or even the earth, whereby nothing is workable, and Bitcoin will be your least concern at that point. The secondly is quantum computing. That is the second reason, whereby you have very fast computers coming now to attack the Bitcoin protocol. And then number three is basically, number three is basically the sabotage from political or government quarters, whereby they're going to buy all the Bitcoins available and then they give you something that is not valuable. And then now the last one, which is basically ignorance and disinterest, whereby it fails to attain mass adoption. But I'm sure for the six reasons that we keep on explaining about the fact that this is sound money, this is a technology that is usable, that has been working for the last 11 years, then that again gives it confidence. So that for me was the summary of today's session, whereby I just want to have in perspective what could go wrong as the price keeps on going up. Because with the price going up, that is now more attention from governments, from institutions, whereby they're like, okay, this seems to be something that is working. How can we get on board it? So for me, I think let me stop my share there. And then if there's any question in regard to this, just let me know so that we can see how we can tackle. So thank you very much, Lawrence. I don't know whether you're there. If there's any topic you want us to talk about next time or next weekend, because this was the first session, feel free to chat us up. Then we can prepare for the topics in the days in the weekend, in the coming weekend. Thank you very much, and bye bye.
Great information. That's awesome, valuable information. I think these are some of the things a lot of us do take for granted. I hope all of you can hear me. That's some valuable information, and honestly, I think these are things. In fact, yesterday I had a meeting somewhere, and I was telling people, these gentlemen were telling me they trade Bitcoin, but from the conversation we were having, I could tell they really don't have a whole lot of content when it comes to cryptocurrency from the questions they were asking me. And I felt like I think a whole lot of us just get into things blindly, and just a slight mistake can make you, uh, you know, even like you lose all your assets because I was not amused to see a trader who does not even know how to use a Google Authenticator. And I was not amused. Honestly, I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him. Things that we take for granted.
Maybe
And I think one
Lawrence,
of these
maybe
Sundays we'll be
you
talking
are,
about.
maybe put the
Yes.
mic. You're saying the sound is not very clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Valerie.
Cool. I hope now you can
That's
hear me
better.
clearly.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. I was saying one of these fine days, I think we'll go deeper on crypto security because as everybody is upgrading or as they are growing their crypto asset, you're gonna know how to really secure your assets. Because I felt sorry for this gentleman who is trading cryptocurrencies for other people. They don't even know how to use a Google Authenticator. They had already opened Google Authenticator for a few guys, and they never even saved the first screenshot that was there. And I was like, I just felt, you know, jitters all through my body, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?" So, let me just go to the news. My news are very short. I won't go so much into details. Uh, so, allow me to share my screen. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. Just drop it over there. And I'm starting with the news that says Satoshi becomes that richest person in the world on Bitcoin's 12th birthday. I think that's good to note. It usually said the founder of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, Satoshi Nakamoto, who we don't know whether is a he, a she, or a group of people. This person mined close to over 1 million Bitcoins from when it's the Genesis block in January that 2009. So currently, you can see Satoshi becomes that richest person in the world on Bitcoin's birthday. So and I'm sure if Bitcoin goes to $100,000, he might be the richest man in the whole world. And also, I think yesterday, the day before yesterday, we saw this just out of now talking of the most wealthiest men in the world. Jeff Bezos is now number two. Elon Musk took the place, I think, the day before yesterday. Elon Musk, who also is, I think, he's a Bitcoin maximalist, kind of, and he also there was a time he was a chairman of Dogecoin, an altcoin called Dogecoin. So these are people I think, and cryptocurrencies are giving them a very high, really rank in terms of the world. So it's good to know that Satoshi. Of course, you can see here it says in July 2020, Oil Alert estimated that he managed to mine over 1.1 million bitcoins before leaving the community for good for more than a decade. He's never been seen since for over a decade. So if you compute whatever he has with the all-time high of 34,800, it makes him to be number 33, 33 in the whole world. So I think, there was some news I was reading somewhere, and somebody was saying the first trillionaire will come from the crypto space. And I think this is so evident. This is so evident because we have individuals who are holding a whole lot of Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. And the beauty about it is that nobody knows about how much anybody holds, you know. So to my second news, now, Bitcoin is now among top 10 most valuable global assets. It's good to also note this, that Bitcoin is now among top 10 most valuable global assets. And what drives this? You can imagine Bitcoin is competing. It's only 11, 12 years old, and it's competing with assets that have been there for decades. It's like gold. You know, if you go to market cap of things like Tesla, Alibaba, these are things that have been in existence for more than Bitcoin, but it's giving them a run for the money, number one, and number two, for position in terms of market cap and stuff. So I usually say the finite supply of Bitcoin, that is 21 million. If you just sit down and think about it, how can 21 million Bitcoins be enough to service over 7.9 billion people? And this is why I usually tell people, don't joke with cryptocurrency space, because it's huge and it's gonna be huge because we're still at early adopters. Innovation stage is gone. We're still at early adopters. We're not even gone to the third phase in terms of the curve of adoption. So you can see, of course, we are talking about a few weeks ago, Bitcoin supplanted Visa on the list. Then just 5 days later, it overcame 70 billion deficit overtake of Berkshire Hathaway. This is owned by Warren Buffett. And then the company run by Bitcoin detractor, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has never invested in any internet or tech-based businesses. Since BTC has also moved past a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. So, and you can see, I think there's another place I'll be showing you. Bitcoin is competing now with things like Apple, Google, Tesla, and the rest. So it just shows you the potential of cryptocurrency marketplace, and where in the next like 10 years, where people who really get the right information, they position themselves where you can really be, because these are a phase that will shift how a lot of us viewed life. Number one, that is blockchain technology and AI. And number two, how we really believed in things, because I think kitambo, long time it was like I have to see for me to believe something exists. And now cryptocurrencies have come and shown us you don't have to see to believe it exists. And now blockchain also and AI will come and also show us that you don't really need a whole lot of stuff to be to really make things happen. I think this was just something we were discussing some other time with Louis, because I think it's just 2-3 months ago when cryptocurrency market cap was around 400 and something $billion. And we were just talking and asking ourselves, when will it hit $1 trillion? When will it hit $1 trillion? And 2 months down the line, institutional investors are pumping money like there's no tomorrow. And you can see cryptocurrency marketplace is now worth over $1 trillion. I think gold is the one that is leading at around 9 point something trillion. And you can imagine at the price of Bitcoin of around $39,000-$40,000, what if Bitcoin hits $100,000? What would be the market cap of cryptocurrency? So these are some of the things that we've been following. And from what Louis was discussing earlier, unless those unforeseen or unpredicted events happen, I think Bitcoin in the next near future will be more than we can think of or imagine. We can think of or imagine. So to my other news, I don't want to share really, I don't want to go into details. And it's good to note that the number of whales with over 10,000 Bitcoin surpasses 100. The number of Bitcoin whales. These are wallets that have over 10,000 Bitcoins. It surpasses 100. So you can see it's less than 100 people who own more than 10,000 Bitcoins. Out of the 18 million, 18 point something million that is in circulation. So you can see Bitcoin will be such a very valuable commodity in the near future that even getting it will be so hard. It's like gold. Today, if you really want to get gold because of its scarcity, you have to sweat it out. You have, number one, to really verify that whatever you are getting is real. So Bitcoin, a whale is someone who has over 10,000 Bitcoins and above, and you can see they have reached now over 100 of them. They have reached over 100 people who are holding over 10,000 Bitcoins. And I don't know if we can just do a little math over there, and we do 10,000. I hope you can see my screen. 10,000 Bitcoins. This somebody who is worth around $396 million. I think in Kenya shillings that would be around how much? That's 3 billion, 30 billion, I think. We can do that in Kenya shillings. Let me just do that, and then we can see 1 BTC to case. Let's just put here 10,000 Bitcoins.
It's 4 billion.
1, 2, 3. That's 43 billion.
43 billion.
43 billion Kenya shillings. So if you as a person you have over 10,000 bitcoins, you are worth over 43 billion. I think that's why you say you've worked for uh, to your third or fourth generation, or maybe 20th generation, because there's no way you can finish all that money alone. Moving on swiftly, JP Morgan, of course, and I like these. These were the naysayers of Bitcoin. JP Morgan, I remember, it's as one of the biggest banks in the whole world, JP Morgan and Chase Bank. Since 2013, they have really been criticizing Bitcoin, calling it a bubble, a scam used for money laundering and stuff. And I remember the biggest of them all is 2017, when they said Bitcoin is used for gambling and it's a bubble and it's gonna bust. And I remember there was a very huge major sale of Bitcoin that the prices plunged, I think, with over, I think, 20 to 30 something percent. And immediately, the people who bought more Bitcoins when it hit its lowest, that point was JP Morgan. And you can see that's why I usually say, don't listen to what they say, just watch what they do. So, of course, their prediction is that Bitcoin to reach over 146,000 after crowding out gold. So you can see for them, they can see and they can predict Bitcoin will surpass even gold in terms of storage of value. We've been using gold as a hedge to our currencies, or a store of value because of its stability and stuff. So a lot of people are moving now from gold to Bitcoin, because of course it has stood the test of time, the test of time. And you can see, if such big influencers are talking well about Bitcoin, you can imagine where cryptocurrency space will go. So the other thing is that Bitcoin is now the fifth largest world currency. It's also good to know that. In terms of a currency, for people who use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, it's the fifth world largest currency. So let's see, the number one world currency is USD. We have the euro, we have the Chinese yuan and Japanese yen. So Bitcoin is number one after the USD, the euro, the yuan, and the yen. So in terms of currencies with large money supply than in the whole world. So I think as more people get to really understand what Bitcoin is, you can see it will surpass all these currencies and it will go and become the number one largest world currency. Grayscale, one of the biggest firms that does hedge funds in the whole world, you can see the CEO says crypto interest is rising from pension endowment funds. So people are moving their funds from the old way of investments to the new era, which is cryptocurrency. And I think this is something we were just discussing with Louis the other day, and we were saying a lot of hedge funds right now who are used to doing the old model of doing business are now being forced by their clients to move from the old way to the new way, which is the crypto fund management. And this is something I think if people don't take interest in with time, you'll just find that things will pass you. And let me just share something. I had a meeting with a very elderly mom this week. She just wanted to understand more about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and everything, the whole blockchain stuff. And what shocked me is that she told me she has $30,000, I think, in T-bonds, and she told me she gets $200 per quarter before VAT. I don't even know what percent is that. $30,000, and per quarter she gets $200 before VAT. I don't know whether you guys you're getting goosebumps when I when I talk about this. And I just look at her. I could not even like really advise her in terms of this is what you should do or anything. But I'm like, why is she accepting that her $30,000 is equivalent to a return of $200 before VAT in a quarter per annum? It's because the way we've been programmed, is that we always go for what we know, number one, and our paradigm has always been set in that those are the secure kind of investments. So we become people who are not risk averse. We don't like taking risks. So as long as I know, oh, my $30,000 is there, and at least I'm getting like a $200 every 3 months, I'm good. And I felt very bad because if you now take out the VAT, how much does she get? I think around 168 per quarter. If you do that per annum, and somebody is holding your $30,000, you'd rather even buy Bitcoin and hold it in your wallet. This is not a financial advice, though, but I'm just saying, it really shocked me. To more news on the same, Bitcoin, Tesla overtake Facebook in market cap size. I think this week has all been in terms of the growth of Bitcoin and also Tesla, because we know Tesla, part of really Tesla is they have really invested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So wherever there's a really huge increase in cryptocurrency price, you always notice that Tesla also will, as a company, will also go up. So as Bitcoin and Tesla have seen their value grow, they continue to climb in the leaderboard of the world's top assets. So that's another key thing to note. Right now, Bitcoin is currently number 7. Of course, you can see Apple is number 1 in terms of assets. We have Saudi Aramco. You have Microsoft number 3, Amazon number 4, Alphabet A number 5, Tesla is number 6, and Bitcoin is number 7. And you can see the market capitalization of all these companies. So in case you need these news, we can always drop a chat. We can always share with you so that you can read more on the same. And then I think I talked about grayscale endowments. Let's go to Italy and just as I'm almost coming to the end of the news, Italy Banking Association launches experimental digital euro project. And this is something I've been talking about we've been talking about the whole of 2020, that governments are looking forward to coming up with a digital currency, which is called central bank digital currency. This is basically your fiat currency, your Kenya shillings, but in a digital format, in a coded format where you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but it doesn't rise in value like cryptocurrency. So don't expect to have a digital Kenya shillings and you expect it to grow like an asset. No, it will still suffer inflation. It will still be unlimited in terms of printing supply. It will all suffer all the things you know about fiat currency. It's only that you cannot touch it. We are going to a cashless society soon. So the other thing is South Korea. If we can move to South Korea, let's see what is happening in South Korea. And you can see, as of course, Bitcoin is really gaining international demand is increasing. Of course, governments are like, how do we treat Bitcoin in terms of taxation? And South Korea government to start taxing crypto trading profits in 2022. Of course, for them, they are looking at after the all-time high of Bitcoin. At least by then, we'll have not really come up with regulation on how do we treat Bitcoin. Do we treat it as an asset? Do we treat it as a medium of currency? How do we go around about that? And to my last news, I think I'll just share these. And other use cases of blockchain technology, like we always say, is you can use it to store data, to share information and stuff. And you can see HD Bank first in Vietnam to offer letters on credit on blockchain. These are other use cases of blockchain. I usually say blockchain, think of blockchain as Internet 2.0, where Internet started as a way of sending information. Today, we use Internet for everything. So blockchain, the first use case was cryptocurrency, but it has so many other use cases we're gonna see as we progress in the year 20, in this decade. So that's all I had in terms of news. So let's go to the chat. We see if there's anything being asked over there. And any questions you have, you can always drop on the chats. I think we can call it. If not, we can call it a day today. So,
Maybe
Louis,
Lord,
just go ahead.
maybe there was one thing I saw. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Maybe you can share the screen so I can, or make me host so I can share the screen. I think we had talked about it actually sometime in August or October. Let me just share a screen for that. So it was actually on news.btc.com, and now they are saying Kenya expects to earn about 46 million as targeting as new tax targeting crypto exchanges to come into force. So these are some of the things that I think we are saying that they will try and get something out of this ecosystem. But before they even do that, I think there was somebody on this article actually from PricewaterhouseCoopers (PwC). He says that meanwhile the new tax measures have been received with mixed feelings from Kenyan investors inside Kenya. Lawrence Mungai, a tax expert with PwC, said that the country intends to bring under the tax net. Sorry, I think. Hear me?
Okay, you are.
Hello?
You are. Yes, we can hear you, but you are. You're not that clear.
I'm breaking here. I'm using my phone, so when somebody calls, so anyway, what I was just trying to maybe to add to the news is that for all those doing cryptocurrencies into the tax bracket, which of course, as we know, that will take a whole time to for that to happen. So this actually should not like deter you anyone from venturing into cryptocurrencies. On the same light, the report actually this report that you are seeing over on your screen, Kenya was like the third biggest BTC market in Africa. That is after Nigeria and South Africa. In fact, at some point it was actually number two. So that shows you how big Kenya is getting in terms of cryptocurrencies. So we're going to see how that operates. But just to clarify, the tax doesn't apply to cryptocurrencies. That was, I think, what is clear. They're just trying to talk big, but there's no legal tax bylaw that obliges you to like remit your crypto taxes as of now. So we see how that goes. That was it, Lawrence. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. It's good you have clarified that because I think this is a question I was asked yesterday in a meeting I was in, and somebody was asking me now that we've seen people talking about taxations of online businesses and cryptocurrency, can you clarify on that? And I told them if the Kenyan government says they're gonna tax cryptocurrencies, it means it's legal, and they have to have regulations of cryptocurrency. But if from that article you can see they're saying it's crypto exchanges, because for you, if you're running a cryptocurrency exchanges, of course they'll know how much volume do you move, how much are you holding, and of course you will be subjected to give taxes based on the laws that regulate crypto exchanges. But as for an individual, I think we still have a long way before we get laws that will really govern us, especially here in Kenya and Africa, to tell us how crypto will be treated. Will it be an asset? Will it be a medium of exchange? That we have to wait. But in the meantime, you cannot wait until it's there for you to really get started in the crypto space. So Alex is
I think,
asking, so they will tax
yeah.
the likes of Bitpesa and Belfix? Yes, it's for exchanges because, of course, for an exchange to operate, you have to get licenses from CBK, from other bodies that govern those exchanges. So, of course, you're obligated to submit your returns and pay taxes. So it's exchanges, not really individuals who are holding cryptocurrency.
Maybe you can give an example of Coinbase, the way they have already actually done it.
Yeah. And in fact, Coinbase right now they are really also getting a hit in the US. and a lot of people are running away from it because I think even there was a time they were being told to submit KYC for anybody who is holding cryptocurrencies in that exchanges, and also somebody who really trades a whole lot of crypto in that exchanges. And I remember a lot of my friends in the US saying we're no longer gonna use Coinbase because it's prone to manipulation and they can give you a data. And of course, in the US, you have to declare how much bitcoins you have because you have to if right now, in fact, I was just laughing yesterday because I was telling people for countries that treat Bitcoin as an asset, you're subjected when you're doing your returns to pay capital gains. So you can imagine Bitcoin has moved from what to what. So you can imagine how much these governments are smiling, knowing, of course, this year capital gain will be such a huge amount. So guys who are running away from Coinbase because, of course, we don't want somebody to come and say Lawrence bought 1,000 bitcoins in the last 10 years. So these guys, and he has not sold, so he's holding them. So governments will be coming for you. So, but I think these are some of the things why crypto came. For one thing, anonymity. You're free to have your assets, and nobody can come and really force you to really either use them or declare them, or all that. And I think this is why I usually like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because you become your own custodian. And it doesn't mean that you won't spend, because if you need to buy a house, for example, you're not going to buy it in mass. You're going to spend the money in your country. And if it's in Bitcoin, you're going to liquidate. So if you're buying a cup of coffee and you have all your money in cryptocurrencies, you're still putting the same money in the economy. Because of course you need to eat, you need to clothe yourself, you need to pay school fees, you need to do everything. So it means it only means you are a custodian of your wealth. It's not controlled by that party, which for so long we've been told that's the right way. uh, but it doesn't mean that you're not spending the same money in the economy. You want to buy a car and you're holding Bitcoin, that money gonna circulate. It's gonna go. You want to buy a house, you're gonna put that money back to the circulation. You cannot just hold Bitcoin and say you'll never spend. Otherwise, you'll never even you cannot even survive for a day. You need to eat. You need to do all these things. So I think as people are looking, I usually say as governments are looking forward to coming up with cryptocurrency rules, it should be friendly so that people can be encouraged to openly spend their cryptocurrencies without fear of of governments coming back to them and harassing them and stuff. So any other question? Valerie is asking, that means the exchanges will pass on the fees or taxes to the consumer. I don't think so, because I think the fee they usually charge when you're buying bitcoins, of course, when you're buying bitcoins, you don't buy it on market rate. So what we might feel, maybe they might increase the fees they charge when you're buying Bitcoin. So maybe if they do 4 to 6%, they might do 8% to also cater for what? For the tax, because we don't know how much they're gonna be taxed. So maybe we might see a slight change of the price of how much you pay for a Bitcoin from an exchange. I think that will happen. So, any other thing before we call it a day? Any other question? Valerie is saying that will be than the norm, around maybe 30%. That would be very high. It means then if you are paying maybe a fee of 5%, you might see yourself paying, quite a lot. Valerie is asking, any Binance training? At the moment, we are yet to get to know the plan for the whole year. So we're gonna communicate about that soon. Maybe in the next few weeks, we'll have what is happening across Africa and also globally in terms of trainings and everything. So, any other question? So if not, I just want to wish all of us a happy, blessed 2021. And I do pray for each and every one of you to at least We go all out there, get the right information, and don't be afraid of taking that risk. uh, and But always do your own research. We are not here to really be like financial advisors. Most of the things we share about are things we have done through experience. We've burned our fingers, we've burned our bridges at times, and we are growing. We are not experts. We are just students in the space. So I look forward to you inviting a lot of people for our Bitcoin 101s every Saturday at 10 to 11. Let's learn. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, of course, you can drop it uh, in the course of the week, either to Louis or to myself, and let's grow together. The space is so huge. Don't fear to ask any question. There's no stupid question. Like I always say, if we don't know anything, we're gonna go and research. We have a whole lot of rich friends around us who have been in the crypto space for so long. So even if we really don't understand whatever maybe you're asking, I'm sure we can get experts to come and also help us grow together. So it's been always a pleasure. I wish you a blessed weekend, and more so wish you blessings in this 2021. May you achieve all your dreams. May you not hold yourself back, but go for everything that your heart desires this year. And may you make things happen. Make things happen. I think that's my challenge for you this 2021. Don't hold yourself back. Make things happen. Go out and make things happen. Things will only happen if you make them happen. They won't just happen. So God bless you all. Have a great weekend. It was a pleasure seeing all of you again today. So bye bye.